if you reach the goal without any fulfillment, then what was the point?
Hey Jace,
Hey Will,
here we go. We
Hey,
starting up this program again. It's been like 3 months.
3 months, yeah.
You know, we did 30 videos.
Is that 90
last year.
days?
It's 90 days.
It's 90 days.
I come to realize that I was feeling kind of lonely and like unfulfilled on the inside,
Right.
and I just was just feeling kind of down.
Yeah.
And Jason said something.
Basically, I told you about how my life was going, and you was like, "Oh man, I feel better now."
Yeah, well, that's not the truth. No. He's making jokes.
Maybe it's half truths.
Yeah, it's just that, I've been living a fast-paced life, and whenever you stop and things slow down a little bit, oftentimes you feel like, man, I'm not accomplishing anything. And that's not the truth. The truth is, you've been so used to being pumped up and running, that when you have a time to relax, you don't know how to act. And you can't embrace that downtime. And when you say what you said, it really made me think, wow, that's the truth. I'm not enjoying the journey. So I was sharing with you, when artists come here to see what the videos we've done, we'll have lots of work, and you don't realize how much work you've done unless you stop and take a look at it. So when you walk in the office now, we just looked at 30 videos we shot in the last year of Jason and I,
Right.
Jason and another speaker. And if you don't look at it and say, man, that's a lot of video we shot. We've accomplished a lot of things that, unless you sit down and look at it and bring to mind, this is what you've accomplished, you feel like you haven't done anything because you forget about that.
Yeah. Well, and we kind of talked about if you look at yesterday, well, maybe yesterday you didn't do a whole lot, but if you look at 10 years ago, collectively, what you've done in the past 10 years, or maybe even 15, 20 years, you've come a long way.
Yeah.
So it's important, and I think that's what we agreed on. It's important to stop and realize what you have achieved in life, because if you don't take the time to do that, you'll keep running and running to the next goal, to the next goal, to the next goal, and never feel a sense of fulfillment. So it's really about, yes, it's about achieving goals, but also being fulfilled along the way.
Right. What's the use of working and dying?
Right.
There's something else I was noticing, and I'll share with you about, and that was on Facebook. They have a lot of guys who are talking about motivation, and there's a lot of, go get it, be positive, and I agree with 100% of that. But my friend Gary V, what is that?
Gary Vee,
Yeah, Gary V, he had something on Facebook today, and he says, they never show the journey that we have to go through every day. Yes, we have cars, we have nice houses, we have all these things that money buys, but no one sees how we actually accomplish the goals. That's where the success is. It's not in buying the car or having the house or having the clothes or jewelry or whatever you happen to like, but it's the journey. And a lot of times, well, I'm tell you, it's never glamorous. There's nothing glamorous about what we do. It's a lot of work.
And I actually had a conversation yesterday and today about public speaking and Toastmasters, and I encouraged a couple people to do the contest in Toastmasters. And the reason why is because the contests don't make you better. It's the preparation up into the contest that makes you better. And
wow.
Yeah, so preparing for it is just like, a sporting event. If you're playing an event, it's not the games that make you better, it's the practice. So it's that, continuous practice. It's kind of like, I think it's Malcolm Gladwell. He has a book called Outliers.
Outliers.
Okay. And he talks about the 10,000 hour rule.
Yes, 10,000 hours.
He basically says, and I've never read the book, I've just had it explained to me, but in a nutshell, when you reach 10,000 hours of doing something, you get close to mastery of doing that certain thing.
Right.
So it's the practice, it's the putting in the hours and the effort of getting to that goal. It's not going to be necessarily the goal of achieving the goal, but the journey of getting there and who you become.
That's true. You know, you said 10,000 hours. I'm gonna say 10 years. 10 years ago, October 2009, in this very place, I filmed The Boy Next Door. And I filmed my friend Conrad Richard, who just died. Actually, he just passed away. I filmed him right here, the guy next door. And almost 10 years to the month, I filmed American Idol Lane Hardy in Baton Rouge on his kickoff of his United States music tour. And we got to film Shenandoah's new video, Free Bird in the Wind. I didn't know who this guy was till I found out he had like 28 Grammys. So it was like, you know, I went from filming The Boy Next Door to America's Sweetheart. You know, I went from the bottom to the top.
Yeah.
And it's like, how'd you do it? Well, one video at a time, one day at a time.
That's right.
And it wasn't easy. It wasn't nothing easy about that.
And how do you feel about that? I mean, because that's quite, you know, not everybody can say they filmed, you know, an American Idol.
How do I feel about that? Remember I told you earlier that we feel like we haven't done anything?
Yeah.
I still feel the same way.
Man,
It's like, man, you know, what's the next thing?
Yeah.
Because that joy is past. But I stop and think, well, I have to enjoy the present. So I'm enjoying that. That's why I want to film this, so we can talk about all these things.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because, you know, you also were sharing some things that things don't always go as planned.
No.
You know,
no,
Styx got a song called that. Nothing ever goes as planned. It's a hell of an ocean. Yeah, but if you look back on where we just came from, you'll see it's a straight line. Everything makes sense. But if you look forward, it's like looking up a piece of spaghetti. It's going all kinds of ways. You're like, where am I supposed to be going with this? You know,
That's
life's
right.
supposed to be easy.
Yeah.
No, but if you look back, God had a straight path for us. We just
Yeah.
didn't see it.
It just doesn't, you know, some things just don't make sense, but that's okay. It's just continuously trusting, having faith, and taking action.
Yeah. We talked about earlier about the work to get to these goals and what we have to do. And you know, I wish life was like they make it out for younger people where they get participation trophies. I wish I was that way. That way if we go to the bank, we just say, hey Mr. Banker, look, we're working hard. Here's our little participation trophy. We're participating in the workforce. Can we get that loan? No.
We know it doesn't happen.
You
like
can't
that.
have that.
Right.
Oh, come on. But I got a trophy for being in sports.
Right.
Just for being there.
Yeah.
You participated in life. No, you don't get that. You have to really go beyond the Call of Duty to get the things you need.
You don't get anything for
achieve.
just showing up.
No, you don't get nothing for showing up.
No. You really do have to put in the work and the effort in. And sometimes it's just, you know, you just feel like you don't want to.
Yeah.
You know, or you feel discouraged, or you feel, and you just have to continuously have faith and keep going and just trust that it's all going to work out. You know, as long as you're clear in the goal, but also, like you said, being present
Yes.
and taking it in. And because if you reach the goal without any fulfillment, then what was the point?
I don't know. What was the point? Yeah. You know, I just got back from Puerto Rico for 3 months. I worked for FEMA. And we were living in some of the most beautiful places on San Juan. I was on Coronado. I had a place right on the strip. It's 5th story on the condo, looking at the bay, and I see the cruise terminal and see the tourists. And a lot of the people I work with, they would work all day, and when they get home, they'd go to the hotel, little restaurant, have a little beer or something to eat, and go to their room, then repeat the next day. And I asked, well, have y'all seen the island? They were like, no, we're too busy working. What you doing for the weekend? You off on Saturday and Sunday? Oh, we have to relax and sleep to catch up for Monday. It's like, no, that's not how you do it. You have to go out and do stuff.
Right.
So I rented a car. I had like $100 in tolls by the time I was there because I was all over the island. I did work every day like everyone else did. But at the same time, I did go sailing twice, went snorkeling a half a dozen times, and drank coffee. I went to a lot of coffee farms. I went all over the island and down
Fishing a few times, right?
I went deep sea fishing with Mr. Dominic, who I work for. His company's called Flux out of Oregon. Amazing man, took us offshore deep sea fishing. Not offshore, deep sea. Because in Puerto Rico, you go 5 miles out and it's like I don't know, super deep.
It's deep.
It's really
Yeah.
deep.
You're already deep over there.
Yeah, and then it caught some white marlins. It was amazing.
Wow.
Yeah, I did not get seasick, thank goodness. But like saying, I could have opted to sit in my hotel room the whole time, but I chose to go out and do things.
Yeah.
But it would have been easier to sit in the hotel room and just complain about how bad things were, how you don't ever get out.
Man, I couldn't see going over there and just sitting in a hotel room.
Yeah.
Because it would have been like a vacation every day, every weekend, you know?
It was vacation every day.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had 4 earthquakes. We had 4 earthquakes while I was there. So I got up at 4:30 in the morning because I go to bed early because it got dark, and I got up early to get to FEMA early. One morning at 4:30, I was sitting on the balcony overlooking the ocean. Overlooking the bay and the cruise terminal, and the skyline's beautiful. Skyline is beautiful at that time in the morning. So I'm drinking coffee, and I started feeling nauseated, like seasick, nauseated. My hand was shaking, and I'm sitting like, dude, what's happening? Am I having a heart attack? So I turned to look in the house to see what's going on, and all the doors in the house were opening and closing. I realized it was an earthquake.
Wow.
It wasn't me, it was the house. Okay, I'm clear, I'm not dying. So we had 4 earthquakes while we were there. It was pretty amazing.
Wow. Yeah. That's pretty crazy.
Yes, it was. So it's like, I want to let you guys know, hey, listen, when y'all on a journey, enjoy the journey. Take the time, smell the flowers.
Yeah.
And then take a chance and take some time to look back on what you've accomplished.
Absolutely.
You'd be surprised when you start looking at it and write down what you've done. If you were to work on a resume, this is what I've accomplished. This is the books I've read. This is the events I attended. You're going to find that you've done a whole lot of stuff that you never thought about. You haven't really thought about, I've done all this. And it's quite a sense of accomplishment.
Very true. Very true. It's and that's really all it takes is just taking some time to just slow down, reflect, and look at how far you've really come.
Wow. We covered a lot, man.
Yeah.
Wow.